Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ask Pastor Keith. Pastor Keith, thank you for your time and thank you for sharing with us each and every week as we ask these questions.
You're welcome.
Today's question comes to us as, is it ever okay for a Christian to get angry?
Short answer, yes. And even Jesus was angry when he was chasing out the money changers and things. Bible never condemns anger as bad thing because it's human response, neutral emotion. What you do with anger, that's where the problem is. Ephesians talk about be angry but do not sin. It's not an imperative, get angry, that's not what it's saying. But when you are angry, do not sin. That's what it means. There are a bunch of things we as a believers should be angry about. Injustice, we should be angry about, especially oppressing of the weak ones, children per se, abuses. And when the truth is hidden and lies and deceptions, we should be angry about. That's why we are called champions of truth. So there are many things that we should be angry about. But at the same time, Bible says, anger of man does not accomplish the righteousness of God. So how do we channel our anger or hurt in a proper way that we do not sin and so that the work of God may be accomplished? We need to think godly ways. Therefore, this anger is not a personal anger that we withhold, forgiveness and things like that. It's not talking about that. This anger is more about, championing the weak and powerless and injustice and things like that. And you read like minor prophets, they're very angry at the way that the society is changing and things like that. And so, is there a place for believers to get angry? Yes. At the same time, how do we then address that emotion? And the Ephesians talk about if you get angry and do not resolve it, before the sun goes down and as soon as possible, then you are actually giving a place of operation for the enemy in your life. So our anger, our immediate response to injustice or things of that nature, then we are to approach it with a humility and gentleness. And Bible talks about this in many different layers. Because let's say we see an injustice, we are not to approach it as we are the righteous and they are the offender. But we have to understand that there's a fraternity of humanity, that we are part of the problem many times. And we recognize it in humility because holier than thou attitude doesn't work here. That's what we call holy indignation. We name it, but this anger. And we are approaching it with our self-righteousness. We are not to approach it with self-righteousness. So we are to approach it with humility, knowing that we are capable of doing the same thing. And many times we are part of it by commission or omission. And understanding that, approaching in that way, and ask God for guidance. Usually that's how we process the things. Yeah. So yes, Christians get angry, and sometimes some issues we should get angry. The problem of not getting angry at things that we should get angry is also sin. Because that means we are that much compromised and neutralized by the world. So that's why David says, I hate with a perfect hatred of the evildoers. And he just confessed love for God and immediately turns around and he hate with a perfect hatred the evildoers. And that goes together. Our love for God also has that much of an intensity and passion that reacts in anger. But at the same time, we have to remember it has to be done God's way. And oftentimes, we are part of the problem. So we have to approach it with humility.
Well, thank you very much. That was a very complete answer on anger. It's okay to be angry, but we have to do it in the right way and be humble about how we approach anger. So thank you, Pastor Keith. And please continue to submit questions week after week. We will continue to film this series. So please tune in and ask questions. Thank you.